Hello again, and welcome back to Eyes on Prize. God is good. God is good. God is good. God is good. I just want to share a testimony today of the goodness of God and how awesome and wonderful He is. So, let's see. In 2020, I was going through a really bad stage in my life, really bad stage, and I did not know what to do, so I decided to do a 3-day fasting. So I went on a 3-day fasting, no water, no food, touch this lip. So I've done 3-day fasting before, but I've never ever did without water or food. I did liquid fast before, but this time the need that I had was so great. I needed to go above and beyond to get an answer from God. So I went ahead and I do a 3-day fasting. So I stay away from social media, from people. I just lock myself in, lock myself down, turn my phone off, so I have no contact with nobody. So that's the 3-day fasting I did. And the funniest thing about it is it was a wonderful and amazing and interesting experience I ever had. Is like I felt when my body, this flesh, it just died, and the Spirit of God just was rise up in me till I'm like, wow, it just was like out of body experience. So after the 3-day fast that I did, I was like, I took a week for myself, an extra week for me to make sure I was hearing from God, and I didn't want too much distraction, because somehow people always need my help. So it's like, that's why I went into 3 days, and I decided not to talk to anyone, because I needed it to be a personal thing between me and God and no distraction. So after, I'm going to say 3 days later, I heard a voice, the voice of God, say to me, go to your friend. This is an elderly gentleman that I know, he's my friend. So I heard a voice said, when you go running, just pass by his house, call him and tell him you're coming by, and don't really tell him what you're coming for, just pass by. So when I passed by, I said to him, I said, I'm going to give you a deep tissue massage today. And he looked at me in shock, and I was like, God wanted me to do this for you. Don't know why, but He wanted me to do this for you. So I went ahead and give him a deep tissue massage, foot massage, and I left. So I think a week later, from the time I did his feet, I heard a voice said again, now go back again. So I called him this time, and I said, hey, I'm running your way, so I'm coming up there back to give you a foot massage. So when I went, he was like, he was so happy. He said to me, this was bothering me because of the COVID, places closed down, his nails was growing and all that, and I just felt like, doing what God asked me to do. So while I lift his foot up this time, one of his foot up this time, I noticed that there was a hole at the bottom of his foot. And I said, what is this? And he was like, I don't know. He said, oh, maybe that's that glass that went up in my foot like 3 years ago. I said, what? So I didn't really feel anything. So I said to him, all I saw was the hole, this open hole was in the bottom of his foot. And I said, do you have a tweezer? Do you have a needle? Do you have something for me to pull it out? He didn't have nothing to pull it out, like nothing. Then I heard the voice of God say, just put your hand up there. Just put your hand at the opening. And when I placed my hand at the opening, of the hole that's in on the bottom of his foot, the bottle, the glass came out in my hand. And when it came out, I was shocked, like, oh my God, couldn't believe that this was in his foot. And he said to me, this has been in his foot for over 3 years. He went to the doctor, they do x-ray, they couldn't find it, find nothing wrong with it. He keep telling them that when he walked, he could feel it, and that was stopping the blood circulation. His foot was so swollen, he couldn't walk, as he had I think a stroke a couple years ago, and he just couldn't walk. He could barely move. He couldn't do nothing. So after I did the massage and the glass came out, 2 days later he called me and said, my feet went down. It's like dramatically, like 2 days later. And he said that the circulation in his, he can walk, he can move around, he can do a lot of stuff now. And I'm like, wow. So I went back and I'm like, I couldn't believe, because I had to take a picture of what his foot looked like in before and after. And it's just amazing. So when he went back to his doctor and he was telling them the story, they're like, how she got it out. She said he told them she just put her hand there. What did she use? She didn't use nothing. It just came out. And the funniest thing is, 3 different doctors saw him, and they all say there was nothing there. It's kind of basically in his head, and he was having problem walking. He could not walk. The blood circulation was so poor. He said they did an x-ray and nothing come up. They didn't see anything. They didn't feel anything. But at the same time, I said to myself, the first time I did that deep tissue massage, there was no hole there. There was absolutely nothing there whatsoever. And the second time when I went back to do the second one, the opening was there, and it just came out in my hand. Didn't have to use nothing. But I'm just showing you that God is willing and will use any available vessel to do his bidding, because this gentleman had been going through this. Every time he said he walked, he could feel it in his foot, but he couldn't get to it. He could feel it, but he couldn't get to it. And it doesn't matter what he was telling these people. It's like they weren't listening to him at all. But now it's out of his foot, and he is, oh my God, he's doing amazing in his walk. And he just like to show off now, to say, look at my walk, everywhere he goes. He's like to show people that, oh my God, I can walk by myself. I don't need nothing to hold on to. I can just walk. And that's amazing. So I just wanted to give God that praise, that glory, that honor, that all belong to him, using me to do his work, because I was a willing vessel. And I did this because when I fasted for my own personal use, or problem, but God had something bigger for my purpose of fasting, to help someone else. So in the same time, I just want people to know that miracles do happen if you put yourself in that place, that obedient and willing vessel. God can make you do miracle wonders in this land that we're living in. Okay, so I just wanted to share that story with you, and it's such an amazing story, such an inspiring story, and I'm just grateful that God had chosen me to, bring forth, or to do forth a miracle, for people to realize that miracles do happen till this day. So he said when he go home, he would tell his pastor about me, and how God have used me to help him. So I just wanted to share this story, and hoping that I'll do a part 2 of it, for him to tell his own story on the same thing I'm talking about. But I just felt led to tell, to share this story, because God used me, and I was a willing vessel, and I'm proud that he used me, because my vessel was there to be used of him. So I just want you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm always going to have some interesting thing coming up in topics and, you know, table talk. So just stay tuned for the to the channel, and I appreciate you listening and watching. All right, have a good day.